1. The enemy lies inside my skin, balancing like an equation hiding infinite fractals. All it takes is a rogue cell. 2. TV didn't warn me about the sound. I knew I wouldn't mind the close, glowing MRI chamber, the stillness like practicing for death. You'd have to be dead not to quake when your head's clamped between tornado sirens. I tasted metal vapor in the air, waited for the promised cool of contrast dye traveling my veins to signal the halfway mark. The tech's smiling face came first, pulling the needle from my arm. Relief, my first feeling when the doctor tells me, after days' uncertainty, the MRI found 2 somethings, one on each breast. 3. You said it was like I foresaw when I got you on my health insurance, just before you were diagnosed. I remembered when you urged me to get the annual exams I'd skipped for 10 years. Voicemail said I need a follow-up to my PAP. Seems God, the universe, or whatever, wants to help us keep each other alive. 4. The abnormal PAP, the somethings in my breasts. I want them malign as Satan as much as I want them gone. Breast would make better material with the obvious parallel to dead mommy, but I'd take cervical for all the drama it's worth. I'm not usually mercenary till the suffering's done. This time, there may be no after. See how I harvest the pain before I know anything's hurt. But if I seem to make a game of it, don't doubt the suffering is real. 5. As the ultrasound tech pushed the wand harder into my breast, the doctor said the quivering black smudge of pixels that could be a lymph node is a lymph node. The other breast, they couldn't find whatever was on the MRI. Lesion or nothing. 6 months, another MRI, and maybe a biopsy before I know. I called you on my way back to work. Told you the results. The flesh beneath the flesh in black and white. And still no answer. 6. I'm always preparing for your death, as though that could help when it came. Today, I believe I could die first. How do I prepare to leave you alone? 7. An interrogation lamp lit my cervix. I watched it magnified on a monitor, head turned from the macro scene between my legs. When the doctor dabbed on the vinegar, half the cells glowed white. Repeating to myself, things in the monitor are smaller than they appear. I watched him cut the first piece of me, the spurting blood, but it's really only a tiny spurt. I watched the painted clouds not drift across the ceiling. 8. You do not have cancer, the doctor said, after he explained it some Latinate something that means the thing before cancer. You do not have cancer, yet another doctor said before she shaved my cervix with a hot wire. Doctor the third neatly packed and labeled the slivers. After, no blood came, no pain, though the skinned flesh tugged, rigid where sealed by the burn that maybe saved my life. Then the blood did come, and I remembered the long bleeding after birth, another violence to this little neck. 9. 6 months. If all's well, 6 months again. Because you don't complain, I forget you're stuck on the same Ferris wheel, and you don't like creaking high over burdened metal, wondering what sound would come if the chain snapped. I do.